Welcome. Welcome to my beach. Built this in this table a couple of summers ago out of some old offcuts of fence palings. Not long been seeing my partner, and she requested some outdoor furniture. It's kind of ironic that it's ended up indoors, but never mind. How you doing? You had a good day? Did you get everything done you needed to? Maybe you made a phone call to someone you've been putting off. Maybe you got a job done that you've been procrastinating on. Maybe you didn't do any of that shit. Maybe you got high. It's okay if you did. Just start again tomorrow, one day at a time. With anything, with everything. Always, one day at a time. It's life, eh? You gotta just put one foot in front of the other. I had a MacBook years ago, and I'd started writing my novel on it, and long story short, the MacBook shat itself and died, and I lost that book forever. And I think about it sometimes, I think about what could have happened with it, where it could have gone, how it would have ended. But it was never able to retrieve that information. But I guess I'll share with you the premise of that story. Maybe we'll leave it at that for today. It opens with the narrator standing in the car park of a Pak'nSave, in particular Pak'nSave Upper Hutt. Now, if you're not familiar with Pak'nSave is a local New Zealand supermarket chain. It's really in the title, Pack, Save. And as I spent a lot of my life in the city of Upper Hutt, naturally, I thought it would be interesting to set the story there, just with a bunch of normal people having extraordinary events occur. So we open to a young man waiting in the Pak'nSave car park for his friend Tomo, who is, it's explained pretty early on that he's useless. He's a drug addict, and he can't be trusted. So the narrator decides to start walking, just kind of see where he ends up. He's walking down Main Street. He's noticing that all of these businesses are shut down. He's really just in a bit of a daydream, kind of almost slipping into obscurity, when out of nowhere he's hit with an object from a passing car. And when he looks down, he realizes that someone's thrown a penis at him, a cut off penis. Naturally, he vomits, but then decides to put it in his pocket, because if it was his dick, he'd want it back. He runs to his sister's house, who is the closest, and that's all a bit problematic. Her partner doesn't like him, and so he leaves, and he ends up getting accosted and knocked out by these kids in an alleyway. He wakes up in a room in a house, and his friend Tomo's there. And essentially, his friend Tomo has a bad drug debt and used the narrator as collateral. They manage to escape. And then they meet this woman. They end up back at her apartment. And there's a party going on, lots of girls. And they realize pretty quickly that these women are part of the Cocky Cutters gang of women who cut dudes' dicks off. And right as they strap Tomo down to cut his dick off, another Tomo and another narrator bust through the door. It turns out that they have somehow found the ability to time travel. And it all loops back to Tomo accidentally throwing his own dick out the window and hitting the narrator. And that's when the story comes full circle. But finding an end for it, I never quite got there. Now this is all pretty obscure, I understand. But so is the creative process, you know. Saw a work of art today, and it was this woman's mugshot. I'm not sure of her crimes, but I know that they weren't good. But the interesting thing was that the entire painting had been created using a cast of a child's hand. And it was all these tiny little handprints that made this woman's mugshot. You know, art really, it doesn't follow a pattern. It doesn't have to. It's creativity in motion, you know. It is, I guess the point I'm trying to make is that if you're a creative person, you're stumbling on what to create or how to create, don't. Rather, accept the fact that you are creative and create that thing that you want to create. Don't allow other people's opinions and thoughts affect your creative process. Had a lot of creative ventures in my life, a lot that haven't panned out. And that's been purely down to me bailing due to other people's opinions. Fuck those opinions, you know? They just hold you back. Anyway, I've got another short story. It is completed, and I'll read it to you. I actually tried to get this one published a few years ago, but I didn't have the capital to make it happen. But I think that maybe one day I'll look into it. But that's what we all tell ourselves, isn't it? One day I'll make that happen. Blah blah blah. But where are we? Here we are. All right. This story is called Mr. Magic Banana Man. There once lived a gardener, humble was he, who one day ventured forth and planted a tree. A peculiar seed made from nuclear things, he hoped it would grow a great tree fit for kings. But alas and alack, the ground here seemed barren, for not a sprout or a sprout. Just ask his neighbour Karen. He wailed, lamented, and warbled until he awoke one morn to a shocking good thrill. A tree had erupted, maybe 9-10 feet high, with a singular leaf that just touched the sky. And to the surprise of the once saddened gardener, from the tree hung a 6-foot banana. But a mischievous thought danced around in his head. What if this banana was a means to make bread? Not bread like you eat, but cold hard cash. With a wonderfully large banana, he could make quite a stash. Unlucky poor gardener thought too hard upon it, for the banana could speak, and he spoke in a sonnet. I'm Mr. Banana, not a means for quick money. Were you never taught more flies are caught with sweet honey? He ran to the kitchen, using tablecloth as cape, and flew to the clouds in a daring escape. The gardener fell sick with the poison of wrath. I'll teach that dumb fruit with a stab in the back. He perfected the art of the nuclear seed and grew a great apple of a different breed, as big as a house, stronger than an ox, a pair of hairy legs, sneakers and socks. He climbed up the apple and rode to the city. With a heart full of anger, he would show no pity. I'll teach him a lesson, you just wait and see. I won't let a tropical fruit outwit me. Mr. Banana, unaware of the trouble, was cleaning up crime like a razor to stubble, rescuing kittens and helping old ladies, completely oblivious to the gardener's undertakings. A rumbling crash exploded in the distance, making Mr. Banana flinch. What a sight to be witnessed. Clearly at an impasse, there was a choice to be made. Watch the city burn or stop the madman's parade. Grief-stricken to think that his father and brother could possibly rend this great city asunder. With a whopping great show of courage and guile, Mr. Banana shot a blast from his stem 1/2 a mile. The great sonic boom sent a rippling tide of debris and electricity that was felt citywide. The gardener struck dumb as he was caught in the wave. He plummeted down, met with a police blockade. The apple exploded into 1,000,000 pieces. Mr. Banana felt relief as the pair were defeated. The mayor came out with a Medal of Honor, thanking Mr. Magic Banana Man for stopping the horror. They all celebrated the unlikely winner by eating the pieces of apple for dinner. You know, I think about crime and punishment sometimes. Maybe it would be easy to blow criminals into 1,000,000 pieces and eat the remains. Maybe that's fucked up. Maybe I'm just a product of my upbringing. Sounds like dinner's here. I guess we'll leave it at that today, but hope you're well. I'm thinking of you. I know that even if you didn't meet all of your quotas today, it's okay. There's always tomorrow. Time is a concept. It's also a reality. And what you do with that time is really up to you. Maybe I'm just talking bullshit. I don't know. Either way though, I guess I'll see you next time.